There's so much garbage information out there that most people don't even know where to start. My name's Aiden, and I'm a fitness and nutrition coach who specializes in fat loss. And I'm making this video because I'm so tired of people following bogus information, not going anywhere. This is going to be everything you need to know about losing fat in one video. All right, fat loss. There are three main things that you need to pay attention to when it comes to fat loss, right? You want to pay attention to nutrition, fitness, and mindset. All three of these things play a key factor into losing fat, and without one of them, it's going to make you achieving your goals 10 times harder. So the first thing that we want to keep in mind when it comes to nutrition is our input calories versus our output calories. We want to make sure we're eating less than what we are burning. So that leads us to a calorie deficit. Now, what is a calorie deficit? So in order to understand what a calorie deficit is, you need to understand what your maintenance calories are. And your maintenance calories are when your input, what you're eating, is equal to the same thing of what you are putting out, right? Exercise, living throughout the day, overall energy burned. You want that to be equal to what you are eating. And that is how you get a maintenance calories. So now what a calorie deficit is when you take your maintenance calories. Let's say someone has a maintenance calories of 2,500 calories, right? You want it to be less than that. So let's say a calorie deficit would be 2,000 calories. If someone who has a 2,500 calorie maintenance is eating 2,000 calories, they are putting themselves in a calorie deficit. And when someone is eating a 500 calorie deficit like this, then that means they are burning 3,500 calories a week, which is 1 pound of fat. The next thing you want to keep an eye on is protein. If you are to prioritize one macronutrient and do nothing else, protein needs to be what you are looking at. Protein will help keep you full. It'll help protect your muscles while you are in a deficit, and it is the hardest macronutrient to overeat. When it comes to how much protein you should be eating, I always recommend eating 1 gram per 1 pound of body weight. So I am 220 pounds, so I eat 220 grams of protein. And finally, when it comes to nutrition, the most important thing that you want to remember is that it's always consistency over perfection. You will need to be more consistent than you are perfect, right? Because you need to understand that one bad meal, one cheat day is not going to end it. Obviously, you don't want to have multiple of them because then you're not consistent. When you are consistent with eating healthy, eating under your calories, eating your protein every single day, it will make that one day, a week, a month, whatever it is that you fall off mean nothing, right? And a reason that I find that so many people fall off a diet is because they have this perfection mindset where everything needs to be right. Everything needs to be perfect. And then when they finally do fall off, they're like, oh, well, I might as well just keep eating like this. It's too hard. I'm not going to be able to do it. Now, when it comes to the fitness aspects of things, you want to make sure that you are strength training. Strength training will help you preserve your muscle, right? It'll help you hold on to what you have. The goal right now is not to build muscle because then you would need to be in a calorie surplus in order to gain weight for building muscle. What we want to do is we want to lose weight, but we also want to hold on to the muscle we have so that by the end of this diet, at the end of this cut, we will look the way we want to look, right? And people who only really do cardio and don't strength train during a cut will end up becoming skinny fat because you will also be losing a major amount of muscle as well as fat. So the next thing is progressive overload. Now, what is progressive overload? That is when each week, as you are training till failure, you are either doing more weight, more reps, and you are overall just trying to keep getting better. Now, if you are brand new to the gym and you have never worked out before, you will build muscle. You'll be doing something called the body recomp when your body is losing fat while gaining muscle. But if you've been in the gym for a while, unfortunately, this will not happen. You will end up losing a little bit of strength. But as we progressive overload each week, as we keep trying to get better, that will keep that strength loss to a minimum. And if you are new to the gym, you will build muscle. And as you build muscle, your maintenance calories will increase. And the most important thing when it comes to fitness is that you just need to make sure you're showing up. You need to make sure you're staying active every day. You need to make sure that you're doing your steps. You need to make sure you're going to the gym when you need to be going to the gym. You don't have days where you're doing absolutely nothing, sitting on the couch all day, because that's when it makes it easier to fall off. And when you do something like this every single day, it's building a habit. And when you have a habit, it makes it easier to do it the next time. All right, and now finally, mindset. Mindset is one of the most important aspects of fat loss that you need to understand because without this, none of it will be possible. So to start off, we want to know, who are you, right? Be honest with yourself. Why have you let yourself go? Is it because of stress? Is it because of emotional eating? Is it because you view food as a reward? When you understand why you are the way you are before you start this journey, that will help you understand your reason why to keep going. Now, the next part is identity. We want to know who you want to be. We need to understand the habits that you already have, and we want to understand the habits that you want. You need to understand who you are and who you want to become, because without that, you will never start this fitness journey and you will never have that clear image of that outcome that you are striving for in your head as you're going, and that will most likely cause you to fall off. Right? And then finally, you need to understand that discipline is more valuable than motivation, right? Because motivation will run out. Motivation is a great way to start, but it's going to run out. You're not always going to feel like eating chicken. You're not always going to feel like going to the gym. It's going to be hard. And then when you are in those hard times, motivation will not help you fight through it, but discipline will. Having discipline, having that thought in your mind that this is what you need to do, right? Because you don't want to be that person that you were before, right? You need to remember your why. And discipline will help you remember your why, because motivation will only help you see the outcome, and sometimes the outcome isn't enough to keep you pushing. Your greatest why is because you don't want to be who you were before you started. If any of this helped you out in any way, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And this is something that I help people out with every single day. So if you're interested in meeting with me about one-on-one coaching, click the link in my description. We can set up a meeting and we can talk about your goals and get you losing fat.